And now we're going to do our viewer question. Karen, you have the question?
All right, I do. I do have the viewer question. Let me get that.
I'm a little nervous.
No, what's the question?
It's always a little bit racy. Let's see what they have to say today. All right. How do you make a decision on someone to date? Do you choose from your heart or your head, and why? Okay, so I'm going to just start out with my experience, and then you guys can tell you what you think.
Okay.
So I had this grand vision from a little kid, and I don't know that it came from my heart or head or wherever. It just came from my vision of what I thought. Okay, this is my goal. This is my goal. This is my goal. This is my goal. So I did my goal, and when I got to my goal, which was a rich old man, it really didn't. I didn't. It wasn't. It was fun because it traveled a lot, but nothing else was that great. Because he kind of yelled a lot. He's crotchety.
Oh, no.
He's like an old man. He's crotchety. Nothing worked. He yelled a lot. I mean, like you go to see him collect lots of toiletries, you know.
Definitely.
And so yeah. So I think that I thought always, you know, oh, I should pick the safe route, you know, and if you ever get to a place where you can really get down and say, okay, what's important to me, you kind of see that being safe, you're always safe. You're never gonna fall off and get eaten by a fire-eating dragon or whatever, you know? You're never gonna be in that place. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to be in a place where you're gonna be happy. And so I, you know, walked out on that person. I said, you know, I'm just not gonna do this. And it was the hardest situation because he didn't make it easy, obviously. He was pissed that I was not seeing for all the blah, 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 blah. And so he made it very difficult. But
So that was a head decision, you said?
no, that was a heart decision to leave. The head decision was to stay, to get married to him. The heart decision was to leave. And then I just said, you know what? I'm not going to do that again until I find it with my heart. And I, you know, add one false alarm with my heart. And, you know, you kind of have to take it and see. It's, you know, you're not always going to be Muhammad Ali, knocking him out on the first punch. But you do, if you get good at it, you do feel what's right. And so I feel like now, my third time in the round, I did get it, and so I feel like I did get that. And my third time in the round, you make a decision from your heart, not your head. Because if you make it, mostly your head is worried about fear and
doing a lot of
saving
thinking,
stuff.
Thinking is overrated.
And you can't ever make a good decision from a place of fear. You never do. So you always have to make a decision from a place of love and just knowing that it's going to work out.
And by the way, I can vouch. I've seen all three of these men, and this guy, like I said earlier, he's totally a keeper because of that. He is amazing. So, good job, Karen. Here, let's toast.
Thank you.
And so, you want to go next?
Sure. So heart or head, and I would have to say I make decisions based a little bit on both, because I like to examine the person, kind of take a look at what are their ways of thinking, how do they treat people, are they compassionate, do they have a big heart, what kind of logically is their way of thinking when it comes to, you know, being upset, because having an argument, being a couple or in a relationship or even just dating, the beginning of dating, and how they handle it is definitely something that says to me whether or not long term this relationship has some places to grow.
That sounds like my iPhone app.
I swear. Date or dump.
That's right. It's all these lists that you come up with, right? And you say, is this the guy? You know, that's awesome.
Right.
Cool.
I wonder if I might have an iPhone and have that application. But I have to say overall, what ends up leading the way in my choices is my heart. There has to be that passion and that connection.
Okay.
So,
Oh, good.
that's it.
Great.
Janet?
Well, I'm going to say something a little different. It's not your heart or your head, it's your gut. So, you can
Which is connected to both.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like both, kind of what you said, Leanne, as well. I like to use a little bit of both And like I said, it's more like a gut. It's almost like an instinctual thing. And I feel like if you really get quiet, just be quiet and really listen to yourself based on those, like the iPhone app, the qualities of things, like your list of qualities that you want in a person. Like you need to like use your head to think about the things that you do want. And then once you list them all, then you got to kind of use your quietness and, like I say, the gut, or you could really say your heart. That's the heart part of your gut or your instinct or whatever you want to call it. But then you use that part to be quiet and really listen and think, well, this person I'm dating, is that person have the qualities that I'm looking for? You know, you did the thinking part of what you say you want, but then also, and you probably use your heart in there as well, but you come up from the thinking of that, and then you come to the heart place of, or the quiet place of, does this person really have what I want?